Today we're going to learn Shiur Ein Yaakov based on the Shiur Halacha we learned this morning. There was a lot of comments and questions. So just briefly to put everybody up to speed, the Halacha was this morning that we're not allowed to revenge, or we're not allowed to hold even back some ill feeling against somebody. And there was the reason for, it's not the reason, we said how to make it. It's very difficult mitzvah to practice because it's easy to learn. It's not much details of there, not much machlokes on this mitzvah, but how to come to it, that you should really forget that somebody did you wrong and don't repeat his mistakes. Even he wasn't nice to you, you should be nice to him. And don't hold anything against him. So the Rambam writes over there how you could accomplish this by understanding that the world really, it's everything is shtusim v'havolim. All those things are small stuff. If somebody did you something wrong a little bit, don't make a big deal out of it. If you look at it, this whole inyan elamaz shtusim v'havolim, it will be easier for you to let it go. And we said the Sefer HaChinuch, he said a different reason. He said, and we'll learn this from Dovid Hamelech, that if you really believe that you have emunah, that Hashem send you this, if you deserve a punishment, Hashem has many shluchim to send to you to give you this punishment. It would get to you anyway. It's your own aveiros got you to where you got you to where you are now. So Meili says even that came through Yankel and Chaim and Moshe, it should not, you don't hold it against them, it's you really. So it's more inyan of emunah, believing everything coming from Hashem, so it'll be easy for you to let it go. You know, it's not him, it's you. Okay, so that was basically the explanation of the chinuch that will make it a little bit easier, that emunah, believing everything from Hashem, would make it easier. In any way, the mitzvah is that you're not allowed to revenge, or you're not allowed to hold a grudge against anybody. Okay, that's the mitzvah. However, this mitzvah has some exception to the rule, this mitzvah. One of the exceptions was if somebody is mezalzel in a Talmid Chacham, or definitely if he mezalzel in a king, that it says that you have to then revenge. And to the point, the Gemara in Yuma and Daf Chav Beis Amud Beis, the Gemara says, Amar Rabbi Marab mipnei ma ne'ena Shaul. Why Shaul was punished? Again, Shaul did not hold too long to his kingdom. He immediately lost it in the beginning. Then he prolonged it for about 2 years till he got killed in the war. So one of the reasons why he was punished, he forgave his honor. What happened over there? When he became a king, a lot of people said, some people, Bnei Belial, meaning not the good people, how this man going to help us in our wars against the Plishtim? And they spoke down to him. And they didn't give him any gift, any support to the new king. And he was forgiven. He didn't react to it, and even when others wanted to punish, he didn't do anything. Because that Hashem sent him a new war. It's like a punishment. Here, you didn't restore your honor of you. You should punish them because Shaul is a big Talmid Chacham and he's a king. So from that we're learning. Anyway, without getting to all the details over there, the conclusion of the Gemara was over there with a lot of back and forth, that that's another detail we're going to learn. That inyan of loisikam, it only goes on a monetary issue, not on the issue of bodily or feeling. If somebody hurt your feeling, or somebody insulted you over there, that's what the Minchas Chinuch, how he puts it, is over there, it doesn't go the inyan of loisikam. Oh, So the Gemara concludes, the Gemara says, there's another Gemara says you should be forgiven. So the Gemara says, yeah, by Talmud Chochem, here's the bottom line. By Talmud Chochem, you should forgive. But if somebody else wants a revenge for you, let them do it. So Shaul HaMelech, he didn't even let others revenge for his honor. He let it go. That was not good, because he's compromising the honor of Torah, compromising the honor of the king. Anyway, so that's the Gemara over here. Now, the question on this is, if Shaul HaMelech was punished for it, yeah, how come Dovid Hamelech, in a similar scenario, was not punished for it? We learned that when Dovid Hamelech was running away from his son Avshalom, and Shimi Ben Gera came out, started cursing him and stoning him, and all his chevre were with Dovid Hamelech. And Avishai ben Tzeruya, his nephew, said to the king, please allow me, I'll go get him, I'll get his head to you, meaning I will kill him. How could he speak to the king like this? Dovid Hamelech says, no, don't do anything. So there was questions, how come Dovid Hamelech didn't do anything? So, and over there, so it's like this. So the Minchas Chinuch says, maybe we need more answers that we had this morning. That's why we're learning this now. The Minchas Chinuch says, maybe he wasn't yet a king, meaning he was in this matzav that he was ran away from his kingdom, from his son, and he didn't take back yet. We didn't know. Later on, they killed Avshalom, he took back the kingdom. So at that moment, he wasn't a king. Maybe it was not Moired or Malchus, Shimi Ben Gera. That's why he didn't want to punish him. But then the question was, but he's still a Talmud Chochem. That's some people ask this question also. So that question, that detail of the question, Talmud Chochem, let's get it out of the way. For insulting a Talmud Chochem, there's no chiyuv misa. There is no capital punishment for that. For insulting a king, it's moired b'malchus. There has to be authority, and that could be chayav misa. And that's a question. Why Dovid Hamelech did not kill him? That's a good question. We'll talk about. Like we said, so that would be the Minchas Chinuch said. Maybe we could say he was not a king, which is again, that's something we could debate. But that's a shtickle answer, we could say. We're going to soon give more answers now. And the other part is the Talmud Chochem, okay, that he should have been punished, not by capital punishment. But Dovid Hamelech didn't do anything, left it alone. Yeah, later on he brings over there that he told his son Shlomo HaMelech, make sure to bring him to his punishment. So the question was, why didn't he punish him right there? So today our Kohen gave an answer. Rabbi Ephraim Zalman Revzin a Kohen. He gave a good answer. I'm going to give more answers. He said, we could say the reason David didn't punish him, we have to be very careful. When even you allowed for a Talmud Chochem, when you allow to revenge or let someone else to revenge for you, it's have to be for the sake of honor of the Torah, not you. You have to separate yourself, your feeling, your emotions. If Dovid Hamelech would do it right there, people would think he didn't do it for the sake of the kingdom, for the office, for the Torah. He did it. He was very hurt. It's very hurt. Could you imagine the king with somebody coming and stoning him and yelling at him? They might think he did it for his own sake. So they don't want to show. No, if it's my emotions, I'm stopping it now. I'm not doing it. I'm stopping myself. Later on, many years later, my son will revenge. It's nothing emotional. Emotion don't stay so long. It's already all calculated. It's already all mitzvah that he insulted the Torah, he insulted the king. So that's a good answer. That's one way of looking at it, and I'll bring a proof for that answer. There's a halacha, if God forbid a woman died without children, what the halacha is, the brother of the man have to marry her, that's yibum it's called, or if he doesn't marry her, he does a chalitza. Chalitza, it goes to a procedure that it's like a get, but specifically for such a scenario, they do chalitza, whatever is the procedure. Now, in the Gemara, starting all the way from the Tanoim, going all the way till Achroinim today, what's preferable? When we have such a matzah, when somebody died without children, and the brother have to now either do a yibum, marry her, either give her a get, chalitza. What's better? What's ideal? What's secondary? What's ideal? So the Gemara says like this. Here I'm going to read it inside. That's the Maseches Yevomis Daf Lametes Amud Beis. It's not awesome. Mitzvahs Yibum Kedemes. Ideally, first there should be Yibum. They should marry. The brother should marry the sister-in-law, which is was sister-in-law is going to be his wife. Mitzvahs Yibum Kedemes L'Mitzvahs Chalitza. Barishoyno, originally Shoyu Mischavnim L'Shem Mitzvah. That was only originally when people did things for the mitzvah. Now people don't do it sometime for the mitzvah because of Yibum. The child should be called after the brother. They did it because they like her. She's nice looking. It says, Omru mitzvahs chalitza kademes la mitzvahs Yibum. That's, now we're saying it's reverse. Do first, ideally do chalitza. If they both, when they get married, would try to make sure they do it l'shem shamayim. But chalitza, because they might be not doing it l'shem mitzvah. And then this also goes later on. I'm not going to go to the whole thing. Machlokes Abba Shaul and Rabbanon. Rabbanon saying, doesn't make it, he wants to marry because he likes her, because he thinks it's going to be a good wife for him. She thinks it's going to be a good husband. Rabbanon says you can do it. Abba Shaul say no. It's have to be l'shem shamayim. If not, don't do it. Lahalocha, up to today, lahalocha, we're going with this like I say, machlokes, how we're paskening. Some saying don't do the mitzvah of Yibum because you might have you might do it for your own. It's not for the mitzvah anymore. It's for you. You want it. So this idea also applies over here. If Dovid Hamelech would revenge from him right there, like Avishai ben Tzruya offered him, let me go get him I'm going to bring him his head to you. How could he do this to the king? So people would think he revenged for himself. Yeah, he is allowed to. He's a king. He's a Talmud Chacham. But it might look, it was some kind of an emotional relief over here. David says, you know what? No, I could control myself. No, don't do it. Later on, it's going to be already a calculated punishment. So that's one good answer. However, I all forgot about this morning. I remember later on, there is another very good answer. We'll learn this already once. Yes. What was the other answer?
I remember the answer to this is that people shouldn't say that he's taking the karma from Shaul. That was his Shaul's son.
No, Shimon was not Shaul. It was a family of Shaul. He was from Binyamin.
He was from Binyamin something. It was a family or something. Anyway, so people shouldn't think that he's taking the karma from.
Yeah. Okay. So I tell you, here's another answer. That's already more a mystical answer. The Gemara in the Megillah, Daf Yud Beis Amud Beis, Yud Gimel Amud Aleph, the Gemara discusses over there this. We're talking about now. We're going to go now 500 years approximately later to Mordechai Yehudi. The Gemara says by Mordechai Yehudi, Koreh lo Yehudi v'koreh lo Yemini ish Yehudi. Oya b'shushan nabiro Yehudi. Ushmo Mordechai ben Yoel ben Shem ben Kish ish Yemini. Yemini means from Binyamin. So the Gemara asks, Koreh lo Yehudi alma Yehuda kasa. If they're going to be Mordechai ha Yehudi, it's mashmei coming from Shevet Yehuda. The Koreh lo Yemini alma b'Binyamin kasa. It comes from, where is it coming from? There's many answers over here. From the father's side, mother's side, a different answer. There was one answer that gets to us directly. The Gemara says Rabbanan Amre. That's the answer of the Gemara. Why we call them Yehudi and Binyamini? Mishpochas misgara zo bezo. Two families, two tribes, arguing, have a conflict regarding Mordechai, a Yehudi. What's the argument? Mishpachas Yehuda oimeres ana garm is the misyalad Mordechai. The tribe of Yehuda said, I take credit for Mordechai Yehudi. I take credit for him. Why? Because it says the lokatle Dovid Shimi Ben Gera. That's the Gemara we're learning now. Dovid Hamelech, he didn't kill Shimi Ben Gera. He was really chayav misa. It was chayav misa where the malchut, mitzad the king. It was chayav punishment, not misa, because he disgraced Talmud Chacham. Dovid Hamelech. So if there's no chayav misa over there, we're going to soon speak about the misa over there also. You know what? Let me speak about that now. There's another question over here. The Gemara in Brochus, Daf Yotes, yeah? The Gemara says like this over there. Eini, v'ho Rav, Omar Rav Papa, Chad ishtoe milze basre demar Shmuel, there was the Gemara discussed over there if people that passed away, if they care when you say something about them. Some say they don't even know what you say. Some say they know, they don't care. But the Gemara says, how could you say that? The Gemara says, Amar Papa, Chad Ishtoy Milsa Basra the Mar Shmuel was one man spoke against Mar Shmuel after he passed away. V'nofal kanya mitalalo ubazal la'arneke demoiche. Fell a pillar from the ceiling, fell on his head, and he went to his brain, and he killed him. So we see from here, you already passed away, and the guy spoke against Mar Shmuel, against. So l'choira, you see over here, you say they don't care. Here he cared, he was makbid, and that's what brought. Oh, the Gemara says Shana Tzula Mirabon and the Kuchobrichu Tova Beikara. Very good. Because the Gemara says no, it could be he doesn't care. Hashem demands his honor. You speak against Talmud Chacham, so Hashem immediately heard him. The question will be now again over here too. Not only on Dovid Hamelech. The question would be on HaKadosh Baruch Hu. This Dovid Hamelech is chosen by God. He's a Talmud Chacham, and this guy cursing him and stoning him. Why Hashem didn't kill him? So the question now, not only Dovid Hamelech, the question is on Dovid Hamelech and on Hashem. How come we didn't punish them? So here's the answer. Because the Gemara says that Shevet Yehuda, tribe of Yehuda, taking credit for Mordechai Yehudi. Why? It says the reason Mordechai was born about 500 years later, he's from Shimi Ben Gera. When he said Mordechai Yehudi ben Shimi, that's Shimi Ben Gera. It wasn't immediately now Ben Shimi. It was Shimi going up many generations back. So Dovid didn't kill him. It was a cheshbon over there. They knew if he's going to kill him, that neshama of Mordechai Yehudi that saved the Jews later on in Persia, with that whole Megillas Esther story, he would not be there to save them. So then Hashem also, and Dovid Hamelech, Hashem and Dovid Avdoi of Hashem did not kill Shimi Ben Gera. There's another reason why. He was really chayav misa, because they wanted neshama to come out of him. And that's why the Shevet Yehuda saying, it's called Mordechai Yehudi. If not for Yehuda, Dovid Hamelech had come from Yehuda, if he would not hold back, would be no Mordechai Yehudi. So we take a credit for Mordechai Yehudi. Because of Yehuda, Dovid Hamelech from Yehuda. So according to this, that's why. And by the way, just let me finish over here, then we're going to go back to this. And call him Ish Yemini from Binyamin, because biologically he was from Binyamin. He was the great-grandson of Shimi Ben Gera. Oh, so according to this, Hashem didn't kill him, because they're waiting for that neshama. Dovid Hamelech, for the same reason, didn't kill him. They're waiting for the neshama of Mordechai Yehudi to come out of him. But that's why you also... But David was not moichelim, and that's why David was not punished for it, because he didn't forget it. Like the Gemara in Yuma says, David, the Talmud Chacham, have to keep it at the back of his mind. He insulted me. I'm not going to revenge, but I don't mind if someone else will revenge for it. And it wasn't emotional for him. For Haraya, it would be emotional. A person while he's hurt, he's going to do something. He didn't do anything, so he didn't. So I'm going to wait. And then comes the time of Shlomo HaMelech, so Dovid HaMelech told Shlomo, punish this guy because he was moired b'malchus. The fadat is chayav misa. The punishment, not misa, not capital, but is chayav because he spoke against a Talmud Chacham. And that's also okay. To conclude this inyan like this, that's a big mitzvah which is very difficult to fulfill. People usually they get hurt and they remember. It's very hard for them to let it go. The Torah teaching us in that mitzvah is a very high demand from us. Lo sikam v'lo sitar. Don't revenge and don't even remember what he did to you. Forget about it. That's again, it's easier written. Like I said, it's very easy sugya compared to many other difficult sugyas to learn, but very difficult to practice. But that's Hashem demand from us to have such a high standards to be able to let it go, to forgive, forget. Yes.
Maybe King David delayed the punishment because he waited for tshuva from this man to make tshuva.
And by the way, Tzataka says over there, if he would do tshuva, the Gemara in Yuma said, if he would do tshuva, he would forgive, but he did not do tshuva.
Yeah.
He did not do tshuva. Yeah, he did not do tshuva, and that's why he still
What is
deserved the
not
punishment.
later?
And the punishment was given later on
Yeah.
by Shlomo Hamelech.
Yeah.
Okay.